Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my step-by-step process in doing a fill-in on Gelx. So let's get into it. So first I'm going in with a medium grit safety bit and I'm just removing all the gel polish from the nail. So if you didn't know, you can do fill-ins on Gelx, but I usually recommend to my clients maybe 1 or 2 fills and then let's do a whole new set, because once the Gelx starts growing out, it kind of changes like the shape of the nail. Because, there's a tip on the nail that's being grown out, and all that I'm doing is going in and filling in with like a gel. But yeah, I'm just going in and I'm taking off all the gel polish. I'm making sure that I am not bearing down too hard, because if you bear down too hard, you're going to remove a lot of the products from the nail, and you don't want to do that. So make sure that you're not using a super high speed to do this. And also I'm trimming her nails down because she wants them to be a little shorter. And there is a little discoloration on her nails, but she is a hairstylist, so it is just hair dye. Her nails are not dirty, I promise. We just forgot to use a stain-resistant top coat, which is what I usually use on all of my hairstylists, because they usually always have hair dye on their nails. So no need to worry, her nails are fine. I do end up removing a lot of it, but just make sure whenever you're removing the gel polish that you're just kind of making the edges pretty seamless, so that there's not a big bulky product on the edges of the nails, just so that we can make sure that there's a seamless application whenever we do go in to do the fill-in. So now I'm taking my medium grit bit, my medium grit, sanding band. Oh my gosh, I literally forgot what this was called. A medium grit sanding band, and I'm just going in and removing the shine from her nails. You do not have to do this all the way up the nail, because the product will stick to the other part of the nail, the enhancement. So you just need to basically go in and remove the shine from her natural nail and blend the nail enhancement into her natural nail, just so that, again, we have a seamless application whenever we go in to do that. So make sure that when you're using the sanding band on the natural nail, that you're not using a very high speed. You want to stay between, I would say, 3 to 8 RPMs. I usually do about, I would say 5 is relatively what you should be staying around. And you want to do this because you can easily burn or cause damage to the natural nail if you are over filing. So just make sure that you are staying around that speed. And now I'm taking in this little small, it's a bit for underneath your nails, and I'm just kind of removing a little bit of the discoloration that's on her nails underneath as much as I can with this little small bit. I did get this from Amazon, I believe. And now I'm taking my other bit. This is a cuticle bit that I got from Amazon in a pack of them, and I'm just removing all the dead skin around her cuticles. And again, I'm using a very slow speed, and you're not going to bear down very hard doing this. You're just going to lightly go around the cuticles and remove any dead skin and dead cuticle that the sanding band was not able to get. And now I'm going in and I'm just cleaning her nails. I'm using my manicure brush with 90% alcohol. I also use this to dehydrate the nails. I do not use a dehydrator. 90% alcohol is perfect. Now I'm going in with a little bit of acetone on a brush, and I'm just removing any more discoloration under her nails that I can get. I'm just trying to make sure that her nails look clean and fresh. So a little bit of acetone on a brush will do it. And now I'm taking my Gelx foundation, which I use for literally everything, and I'm just applying a base coat on her nails. So I'm not building anything up. This is just the base coat so that the product can stick to her nails. So I'm just going in and putting that on each of them. Make sure that you're kind of scrubbing the brush in so that the product is getting into any grooves or whatever. So yeah, just kind of scrub it, if that makes sense. That's why I love this brush, because it's so small and it just gets in places very easily. This is probably my favorite brush on a gel that I have ever found. It's perfect. But this Gelx foundation is amazing. I use it for so much different stuff. And now I'm going in with the same Gelx foundation. You can use, there are builder gels for this in a bottle, but I just love the consistency of this, and it has worked for me for so long, and I love it. I feel like a lot of the gels are the same. They just have different names and different things that they do, but basically I'm going in with a big, I'm taking a big blob of the Gelx foundation and I'm putting it in the back of the nail, and I'm just kind of floating it down. So when I'm curing it, I'm just curing it little by little. I don't keep the nail in the light like I've said before, because this can cause heat spikes. So I'll count in my head like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll keep it in the light, and then I'll pull it away and I'll count again and just put it back and forth until it's kind of quickly cured. And I'm going in again with the foundation and I'm just building the back of it up. If you can see, I'm kind of pushing the product to the back of the nail just so that I am filling in that gap and that it meshes completely with the rest of the nail. You don't have to put too much product on the end. That's why I just kind of swipe it down. So you're just filling in the back and you're just filling in also the edges. Make sure that the edges are completely seamless to the rest of the nail as well. And I just kind of go in and make sure there's no gel spilling over the sides of her nails so that it doesn't cure. So you can use a brush. I sometimes just use my nail, but you can definitely use a brush to go in and clean the gel around her nails. But my hands are clean, her hands are clean, so we're okay. But yeah, this light I got from Amazon. It's just like a gooseneck LED curing light. I believe it's LED and UV, but whenever I tried to use a hard gel that was only UV, it wouldn't cure it. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm just repeating this on all of the nails, making sure that it is cured and that the gel is not running anywhere. You do not have to fully cure with this light. I always do a full cure when I'm finished and I'm completed filling in the nails for 60 seconds. So this is kind of like a pre-cure just to keep the product in place so that I can keep moving on to the next nail. And the line that's on her nail is, again, it's just kind of a stain from the hair dye that was there. I removed as much as I could, but I did not want to go too deep into her nail because, like I said, that can cause a little bit of damage. So this product is very buildable because of the consistency. It's very thick and I love working with it. Again, I swear by this product. It is good for so many different things. It's good for base coats, good for a manicure, a gel manicure, structured manicure, and also for building the nail. Okay, I had to leave for a second. You guys, I am filming in my closet right now because it's the quietest place in the house, and my boyfriend had the TV up too loud, so I'm back. I had to tell him to turn it down because you guys would have been hearing the TV. But anyway, like I said, I swear by this product. It's amazing. It's perfect for filling in because the consistency is super thick. The only downside is these bottles run me about $14 after tax, I believe. But, you know, I have to use it. There's really no getting around it because I haven't really found anything else that has the consistency and also the brush that this has. I love the brush. I'm actually going to start saving them so that I can use them for other stuff. I think it'll help out a lot because I go through so many of these bottles, and now that I'm fully doing Gelx and hard gel on all of my clients, I'm really about to be going through it. So if you guys have any recommendations on a builder gel that's kind of thick in consistency and has like a short stubby brush like this, please let me know. I would love to try it. The price, I don't want to spend like $20 for a bottle of gel that I'm going to go through in about a week. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that I was showing you guys this in real time just to show you the amount of time that I actually spend doing this. It does take me a little bit of time to do these fills, but all in all, it takes me about the same time to do a full set. So I'm really not wasting any time by doing this because doing Gelx really doesn't take that long. So doing the fills and doing a full usually takes about the same time. And I'm just wiping off the sticky layer with my 90% alcohol just to remove it. And now I'm going in with my file. I use a 100 grit file. I love these files. They're amazing. Just make sure that if you're a newer nail tech, please make sure that you're throwing your files away after every single client. Your files and your buffers, they are not meant to be used over and over and over and over again. That is cross-contamination, and that can cause issues, especially if you cut someone and then you use that file again. But now I'm going in with a fine safety bit, and I am just filing the surface of the nail just to make sure that everything is smooth and get rid of any lumps. When you're doing this, you do not want to be filing too hard because the gel is super soft. It really does not take that long to get the surface smooth, and you will remove too much product if you bear down too hard. So just please keep that in mind. But I don't have to do this with all of my clients, is what I've noticed. If the application is super smooth and I actually take my time to make it the gel will self-level. It does self-level, but sometimes the gel can run and it can bulk up on one side, or there can be little lumps and everything that you don't really notice until afterwards, which is why I go in with this file and just smooth everything out. But sometimes I don't have to do this. I'll just go in with my buffer because sometimes it self-levels really nicely and I don't have to go in and do this step. But just make sure that you check all of the nails and make sure that there are no lumps and bumps that they're going to be feeling whenever they leave, because I know that can be annoying for some people. Some people don't like to feel anything on their nails. They want them to be smooth and round and soft, which is a lot of my clients are like that. So just go in with this. Just make sure that you're not using too much pressure, and you'll kind of see whenever it's smooth. I also feel the nail too, just to make sure that I got everything out, but you can see the shine on the nail. I basically file until there is no shine left, because there is kind of that glossy layer from the gel. So you can see when I'm filing that all those little shiny spots kind of go away, and that's when I know that the nail is completely level and smoothed out. So that's kind of a good tip to keep in mind. But just from doing it over time, you'll be able to feel too. Just going over the nail, you'll be able to feel when everything is just kind of gliding smoothly. But if you're not at that level or skill set yet, just know that you can just look at the shine on the nail. Once the shine's gone, that pretty much indicates that everything is smooth and flush. And just make sure when you're going around the cuticle, you're not using too much pressure too, because that part is pretty much already flush. And I'm just taking my buffer and I'm just buffing everything out and going under the edges, making sure everything is smooth and there's no sharp edges or anything that's uneven. Your buffer, just make sure that you're not buffing the skin. It really depends on which one you're using. The one that I'm using is I'm not sure what grit, but I know it's a lower grit, which means that it's a little more coarse. But one side is a more coarse and the other side is a little softer. And now I'm going in with my polish because everything is done and beautiful and smooth. You can see the application just goes on amazing. And this design I'm doing, I have a full video on my page, on my channel, that you can watch if you really want to know how to do this. It's just a marble, and then I'm kind of blowing it out with an airbrush machine. Now I'm going in with my non-wipe top coats and just topping everything off, making it glossy. I'm adding a little bit of cuticle oil and just rubbing that in for her to make sure that it doesn't get on the nails, because cuticle oil can dull your shine. And this is the final look. Let's look at what it looked like before. This was her before when she first came in. Crazy looking, right? And this is the final look. It looks like a brand new Gelx set. Thank you for watching.